It's another exciting week on Smart Lagos, your window into the dynamic strides of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration as it builds a smarter, safer, and more vibrant Lagos. From the colors of Nigeria's 65th independence celebration to renewed hope for young girls through the First Lady's Empowerment Initiative, we will also spotlight efforts to strengthen emergency response across states, enforcement of firm stand on permits and illegal structures. Plus, the Lagos Lagoon comes alive with speed and innovation at the thrilling E1 Electric Boat Racing Championship. All this and more as Smart Lagos brings you the stories, the people, and the impact shaping Africa's model megacity. I am Joy Ken Abakoya. Welcome to Smart Lagos.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. Let's dive straight into it. Nigeria may have marked her 65th independence anniversary with quiet reflections across the nation. But in Lagos, the spirit of patriotism came alive once again. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu led top government officials, dignitaries, and residents in a solemn yet inspiring service to honor the nation's enduring journey to unity, freedom, and progress. Let's take a look. The Independence Day celebration in Lagos was low-key but symbolic. Despite the early morning showers, government officials, religious leaders, members of the diplomatic corps, civil society groups, and school children converged on the Lagos House Marina to honor the nation's historic day. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu inspected the parade mounted by officers of the Nigerian Police Force before addressing the gathering. The governor charged Nigerians to uphold the ideals of unity, patriotism, and resilience, stressing that the progress of the nation depends on the collective resolve of its people.
The theme of this year's anniversary, Nigeria at 65, all hands on deck for a greater nation. This speaks to the fact that as a nation, we have come to the realization that only if we genuinely work together can we make the breakthrough we have been yearning for. As Henry Ford said, if everyone is moving forward together, then the success takes care of itself. This means that the government and the people must found and have faith in each other so that the efforts of one is supported wholeheartedly by the other, and of course vice versa. And therefore, as a government, we are acutely tuned to the needs and the welfare of our citizens, and we're working ceaselessly to meet their aspiration, because we know that for a fact that our dear states can and will achieve lofty goals only if we all work together as government, as people, in complete synergy. Since the inception of this current administration, we brought in our development agenda under the team's agenda, which in our view is a collaborative effort with you. We believe we are able to implement while working out areas that needed improvement. And when we given the mandate to return for a second term about 2 years ago, realized we have to expand and enhance the team's agenda to a Teams Plus agenda, which meant our doubling our pace, magnitude of our progress from the original 6 pillars, and to intensify our focus to include social inclusion, to have a gender balance, and enhance youth encouragement and empowerment. And therefore, the essence is for us to achieve twice the impact with more comprehensive development. And so the task before us is for us to build not to tear down. It's for us to unite, not to divide. And it's for us to inspire, not to despair. We believe that this country is great. We believe that this country has the potential. We believe that when we all work together, the full potential of this country is realizable. And so on this 65th independence anniversary, let me, on your behalf, commend the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President of our nation, for the very laudable leadership he continues to provide for us, for all of the life-changing intervention that his administration has given to our citizens, to assure him that for us in Lagos, we're truly and firmly behind his government. We see the very positive, the very essence of his leadership, and that for us as a people, we'll continue to work with his government to ensure that the real dividends of democracy and the various levels of engagement between the federal and subnational is truly enshrined in Lagos State. Let me also use this occasion to commend and thank the collective work by both the legislative and the judiciary continue to experience with the executive, that the three arms of government in Lagos continues to provide both the political, legislative, and judicial leadership that is needed to ensure that our city and our state remains the pride of our nation. Let me also use this opportunity to thank our religious leaders who continue to ensure that religious harmony is not just on our lips, but is enshrined in the way and manner that we conduct ourselves as a people, and to finally push and encourage our traditional institutions that your leadership at our various communities are commendable and will continue to work with you, ensuring that the peace and tranquility that has been the real essence of Lagos is not lost on each and every one of us. Let me finally encourage our young people, our youths, our students, that the future is about them. The future is for them, and the future that we see is a future of prosperity. It's a future that will be transformative, that will ensure that your tomorrow is guaranteed, and the prosperity of a nation and the state will not be compromised.
The governor reassured Lagosians that the state would continue to stand with its people, especially in times of economic challenges, through interventions designed to protect the vulnerable.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. Now, Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, is leading a bold new drive for menstrual hygiene among schoolgirls through the Renewed Hope initiative. The campaign, tagged Flow with Confidence, seeks to empower young girls with sanitary pads and vital education, helping them to manage their periods with pride, comfort, and dignity. Menstrual hygiene remains a silent challenge for many schoolgirls in Nigeria. For some, poverty and lack of access to sanitary pads have forced them to miss classes, resort to unsafe alternatives, or even drop out of school entirely.
They should please give it to more girls in the rural area. Most girls there, they use just normal cotton, tissues, this Ankara that doesn't fit them.
I feel so happy about what she distributes to us. Then I pray that the Lord bless her and her family.
To tackle this pressing issue, the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, introduced the Flow with Confidence initiative. Represented at the Lagos flagship launch by the wife of the state governor, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, the First Lady announced the distribution of 370,000 packs of disposable sanitary pads across the country.
In today's modern world, no girl should have to miss school because of her inability to afford the sanitary products. It is unacceptable that our girls still continue to face significant challenges during their menstrual cycle, especially those in the rural community who miss school days every month because they cannot afford the sanitary towels. Some who attest resort to using unsafe and unhygienic alternatives, while others stay at home altogether, falling behind in their studies, and in some cases, eventually drop out of school. This trend must end, and this intervention under the education framework of the Renewed Hope Initiative is aimed at doing just that. We will be distributing 1 year's supply of disposable sanitary pads to 370,000 school children in rural communities across the nation at the end of this program. All states and the Federal Capital Territory will receive 10,000 packs each through the state First Ladies and RHI coordinators. This is to support our girls in rural communities and those who are unable to afford sanitary pads. Today, I will be handing over 10,000 packs of disposable sanitary pads to the First Lady of Lagos State, that's me, for distribution to 10,000 deserving girls in rural communities across the state. Each beneficiary will receive 1 year's supply of the pads. We choose disposable sanitary pads because it offers a simple, hygienic option that offers better health benefits for a woman's reproductive well-being. For us, at the Renewed Hope Initiative, we believe that no girl should ever have to choose between her dignity and her education. The success of Flow with Confidence program depends on all of us. I want to especially appeal to the executive chairmen of local government areas. Given your critical position as the arm of government closest to the people and your role in delivering essential services, it is crucial that you take ownership of this intervention. Scale up and ensure these supplies get directly to deserving girls in our rural communities. The pads are not to be sold under any circumstances. The Renewed Hope Initiative spent a total of 2,550,297,150 naira only. To our dear students and beneficiaries, this is for you. Make the most of it. Do not sell the pads. Stay in school, study hard, support one another, and never allow shame or stigma to take away your confidence. Use this opportunity to pursue your dreams because you are the future of this nation, and I believe in you.
Permanent Secretary, Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Abisola Dokumu, said the initiative with the theme Empowering Schoolgirls Through Menstrual Health underscores government's concern for female children.
One of the things a lot of us lack, or we had problems with growing up, was confidence in ourselves. So this is teaching us from when we're young to understand that if you have confidence in yourselves, you can move mountains.
The initiative was launched simultaneously in 8 states, with more expected to follow as government works to ensure that no girl is left behind because of her monthly cycle.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. Emergency management agencies across the 36 states and the FCT gathered in Lagos to chart a way forward for disaster management and response. How did it go? Let's see it. Represented by his deputy, Obafemi Hamzat, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu highlighted the challenges faced by states ranging from floods, fires, epidemics, and industrial accidents to the unpredictable impacts of climate change. He called on emergency agencies to collaborate rather than work in isolation, stressing the importance of shared knowledge and coordinated response.
So just last year, when Lagos faced devastating flash floods along the stretch of rain, LASEMA sprang into action, deploying amphibious rescue boats and high-capacity pumping machines to the hardest hit areas of Ajegunle and Ikorodu. So in just a few hours, we were able to save lives, relocated stranded families, and protect vital infrastructures from further harm. Though we work very assiduously, based on some of the things that Engineer Bangboshe Martin said, we have the CAP system now where we partner with private sectors so that when buildings are being approved, things are being inspected, it is now through not just government, also through private sector. So we work a lot to make sure that we don't have collapsed building. However, when it happens, our emergency responders team up with local volunteers to execute well-coordinated rescue operations that save many lives. These real-life interventions highlight the effectiveness of reforms we have implemented and underscore the critical importance of being prepared, working together and investing in emergency management. The story of Lagos is not complete without considering the larger Nigerian landscape. So the resilience we see at the national level really hinges on how strong and prepared all the local entities, all the SEMAs across the country are. That is why this gathering is so important. They create a space for us to share knowledge, to exchange best practices, learn from each other, and foster collaboration among states, all aim at building a Nigeria where no community is left at risk. So we need to keep weaving disaster risk reduction into our governance at every level. We must embrace new technologies and innovations, and most importantly, empower our citizens with the awareness and strategies that they need to be prepared. So in closing, let me emphasize that the true strength of our nation lies in our shared readiness and our unity when we face challenges. Because whether we like it or not, as a people, there will always be challenges. So as we engage in discussions throughout this conference, let us pledge to move beyond just policies on paper to taking real, tangible actions that will lead to a safer, more resilient country so that we can transform challenges into opportunities and build a nation where resilience is just not a concept, but a reality for every Nigerian.
Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Zubaida Umar, described Lagos as a model of resilience and innovation in emergency management. She emphasized the need for first responders to shift from reactive approaches to predictive, preventive, and participatory strategies that safeguard lives and property.
The whole world has shifted from being reactive to being proactive, and that is the purpose of having this gathering, to encourage states so that we're all on the same page.
Welcoming participants, Lagos Commissioner for Special Duties and Intergovernmental Relations, Benga Oyerinde, and the Permanent Secretary, LASEMA, Femi Oke-Oseinitolu, said the summit provides opportunity for learning and innovation.
It is a call to action. It reminds us that resilience is not built solely in the corridors of Abuja or Lagos, but in every community, every local government, and every home.
It's just to improve communication, information in emergency management.
The highlight of the day one was a live rescue simulation alongside the decoration of Governor Sanwo-Olu, the NEMA Director General, and LASEMA Permanent Secretary as honorary fellows of the Risk Managers Association of Nigeria.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. Now that the SEMA conference is over, Nigerians are expecting to see a better and swifter response to disasters across the country. From emergency management, we move to the city's architecture, where the Lagos State government is walking its talk on urban order. The Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development has moved decisively against illegal developments as unapproved buildings at the Trade Fair complex along the Lagos-Badagry Expressway were brought down. The demolition exercise was carried out by the Lagos State Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development with heavy security on ground to forestall any resistance from traders. More than 10 buildings were affected, most of them belonging to traders and corporate organizations operating inside the complex. Lagos State Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Oluyinka Olumide, said the action followed Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's directive to enforce compliance with state building regulations.
The take-home for today is that all development under construction must stop immediately. And within 1 week from now, we expect the authority to come to our office with their layout plan and the approval of the individual buildings.
No development will go on again. Any development that goes on after today without regularization of their title documentations, without regularization of their building approvals, without letters of authorization and state certification will be brought down.
But the move has not gone without pushback. The executive director of the Lagos International Trade Fair Management Board, Vera Danusa, argued that the complex is federal property under the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Investment, and therefore outside the jurisdiction of the state government.
We will meet after now to sit down and harmonize all these different divergent views and come up with a holistic point of view. We on our own, the management of Lagos International Trade Fair as it stands, headed by me, have been doing everything to make sure that the building specified to comply with the specification.
Other buildings, including the administrative block of the complex, have also been marked unfit by the demolition team.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. The Lagos Lagoon came alive with speed and innovation at the thrilling E1 Electric Boat Racing Championship. It is the first time this championship is coming to Africa. How did it go?
After their pole position from Saturday's qualifiers, Team Brazil on Sunday emerged as the winners of the E1 Lagos Grand Prix, clinching their first win of the series. As the team pushed Team Blue Rising to second place, on the same day, Team Drogba finished third. Powerboat pilot Timmy and Liver delivered the goods at the E1 Lagos Grand Prix, leading the Team Brazil through the group races, race-off and to the final. Team Brazil got 38 points for their win, taking their tally up to 89 points. However, the team is still far off from the title ahead of the final race of the season next month. Lagos State government, led by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, described the first of its kind event in Africa as a demonstration of innovation, creativity, resilience, progress and commitment to clean energy. Organizers and fans of the sport that received the governor with excitement to the final described the event as unique.
It's been an interesting project and I'm fulfilled with the commitment everybody has today to show up and support, the race today. It's a novice event in Nigeria and I think everybody appreciated it, and seeing the race was actually quite exciting for me as well. I think we have a lot to offer in Nigeria. I think Nigeria is a destination venue, and I think these are one of the activities that showcases that Nigeria is ready for tourism and people should visit our country.
The event was a world-class event. I first of all describe it that way. Very well organized, very well packaged. A lot of attention was paid to detail. Honestly, little details count, and they took advantage of. They did that. So I'll describe it as a good event. For a first attempt, it was a good job.
I'm so happy, for what the Lagos State government is doing with the E1 Grand Prix. It's a wonderful show. It's a wonderful sport, and to me, you know, what I love about it is the event being able to bring a lot of beautiful people together, yeah, and being able to create a good business opportunity for Lagos State.
The E1 all-electric powerboat race began last year in Jeddah, and Lagos is the first city in Africa to host it.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
This week in Lagos, your window into the heartbeat of Africa's largest city. That's it on this week's episode of Smart Lagos, where governance meets the people. Stay with us as we keep you updated on the activities of the Lagos State Governor and his team, building a smarter, safer, and more vibrant Lagos. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe.